Little ones, make sure that you surround him this time and don't let him get away." Not knowing any better, that herd of spirits all walked out of the cave, all holding spears and knives, waving banners, and rolling drums. "Aren't you afraid of a beating, ape? You dare show up again?" They snapped at him. Now the word ape was most irksome to Pilgrim. Clenching his teeth in fury, he raised the iron rod to strike. The three monster kings ordered the little monsters to fan out and had Pilgrim entirely surrounded. On this side, however, the four wood creature stars all brandished their weapons and shouted, "Cursed beasts, don't you dare move!" When those three monster kings saw the four stars, they naturally became frightened. "It's bad. It's bad," they all cried. "He has found our conquerors. Little ones, run for your lives." With loud snorts and bellows, all the little monsters changed back into their original forms. They were all mountain buffalo spirits, water buffalo spirits, and yellow buffalo spirits, madly stampeding all over the mountain. The three monster kings, too, revealed their true forms. When they lowered their two hands, they had four legs once more. Their hooves thundering like iron cannons, they fled toward the northeast, closely pursued by the great sage, leading Well the wood hound and Horn the wood dragon. Dipper the wood unicorn and Straddler the wood wolf, however, remained on the eastern slope, where they succeeded in either beating to death or capturing live all the rest of the buffalo spirits stranded on the summit, in the stream, or in the valley. Then they proceeded to the mysterious flower cave and freed the Tang monk, 8 rules, and Sha monk. Recognizing the two stars, Sha monk bowed with his companions to thank them. "How did the two of you manage to come and rescue us?" he asked. "We were ordered here by the Jade Emperor's decree to bring those fiends to submission and rescue you," replied the two stars. After the great sage Sun presented a memorial. "Why, then?" asked the Tang monk, shedding tears again. "Didn't my disciple Wukong come here? Those three old fiends happen to be 3 rhinoceroses," said the star. "When they saw us, they fled for their lives toward the northeast. The great sage Sun led Well the wood hound and Horn the wood dragon to give chase. Having mopped up the herd of buffalo, we too came here especially to free the sage monk." The Tang monk again touched his forehead to the ground to thank them. Then he prostrated himself once more to thank heaven. Raising him, 8 rules said, "Master, excessive ceremony becomes insincerity. There's no need for you to keep on bowing. The 4-star officers have done this partly because of the imperial decree of the Jade Emperor and partly because of their regard for elder brother. We may have done away with the various fiends, but we have yet to find out whether those old monsters have been brought to submission. Let us take out some of the valuables in this place and then tear down the cave so that they will be permanently uprooted. Afterward, we should return to the temple to wait for elder brother." "Marshal Heaven Reeds is quite right," said Straddler the wood wolf. "You and the curtain-raising general should protect your master and return to rest in the temple. Let us go to the northeast to fight." "Exactly. Exactly," said 8 rules. "You too must join them in pursuit. You must exterminate all of the monsters before you go back to report to the throne." The 2-star officers at once left in pursuit. Ransacking the cave, 8 rules, and Sha monk took out a pile of valuables, all coral, cornelian, pearls, amber, ornamental gems, precious stones, fine jade, and gold. They asked their master to sit on the mountain ledge before starting a fire that had the entire cave reduced to ashes. Only then did they help the Tang monk find their way back to the Mercy Cloud Temple. Truly, good's limit begets evil. The classics say, "Fair fortune ends in mishap." Well it may. Chine nature's confused for love of floral lights. Pretty scenes have led the mind of Tao astray. The great elixir you must always guard. One slip and you're rewarded with dismay. Never slacken your firm and tight control. A little indolence brings on disarray. We'll speak no more for the moment about those 3, who returned to the temple with their lives. Let us tell you instead about Dipper the Wood Unicorn and Straddler the Wood Wolf, those 2 star officers, who mounted the clouds and pursued the fiends toward the northeast. They looked this way and that in midair but could see no one. Then they looked toward the great western ocean, and caught sight of the great sage sun in the distance, hollering above the water. Lowering the direction of their clouds, the 2 of them said, "Great sage, where have the fiends gone? Why didn't the 2 of you join us in pursuit?" asked Pilgrim angrily. "Why do you wait till now to ask your addle-headed questions? When I saw that the great sage with well and horn had defeated the fiendish demons," said Dipper the Wood Unicorn, "I thought that you would surely capture them. We too, therefore, made a clean sweep of the other monster spirits, and then entered the mysterious flower cave to rescue your master and brothers. We ransacked the mountain, burned down the cave, and entrusted your master to the care of your 2 brothers, who were going to bring him back to the Mercy Cloud Temple in the city. When we saw, however, that you did not return after all this while, we found our way here." Moved to delight and gratitude by these words, Pilgrim said, "In that case, you have achieved merit. Thanks for all your trouble. Thanks for all your trouble." Those 3 monstrous demons, however, crawled into the ocean after we chased them here. Well and Horn went after them, but they told Old Monkey to remain by the shore to stand guard. "Since the 2 of you have arrived, you can head them off here. Let Old Monkey go in too, dear great sage." Gripping his iron rod and making the magic sign with his fingers, he opened up a pathway in the water and went into the depths of the ocean. There he found those 3 monstrous demons waging the most bitter battle with Well the Wood Hound and Horn the Wood Dragon. Leaping near, he shouted, "Old Monkey's here." Those monster spirits were already hard-pressed when they had to confront the 2 star officers. When they heard Pilgrim's cry, they turned immediately and fled for their lives toward the center of the ocean. The horns on the fiends' heads, you see, were excellent instruments for dividing the water. All you could hear were a loud splatter as they knifed through the billows, with the great sage sun and the 2 star officers hard on their heels. We tell you now that in the Western Ocean, there were a yak, and a seaman out on patrol. When they saw from a distance the rhinoceroses opening up the water, and, moreover, when they caught sight of the great sage sun and the 2 celestial constellations whom they recognized, they hurried to the Water Crystal Palace to report to the Dragon King. "Great King," they said, somewhat apprehensively, "there are 3 rhinoceroses being chased by the great sage, equal to heaven, and 2 celestial constellations." On hearing this, the old Dragon King, Aoshun, summoned Prince Muang and said to him, "Call up the aquatic soldiers at once. It must be that cold deterrent, heat deterrent, and dust deterrent, those 3 rhinoceros spirits, have offended Pilgrim Sun. Since they have now arrived in our ocean, we should give Sun some armed assistance." This order immediately made Ao Muang call up the troops. In an instant, tortoises, sea turtles, sea dragons, breams, carps, shrimp soldiers, and crab privates all gave their battle cries and rushed out of the Water Crystal Palace, each wielding spear or sword, to block the path of the rhinoceros spirits. Unable to advance, the spirits retreated hurriedly, only to find the great sage closing in with Well and Horn, the 2 stars. They became so flustered that they were no longer able to stay together as a herd. Scattering in 3 directions, each tried to flee for his life. Soon Dust Deterrent was surrounded by the old Dragon King and his troops. Delighted by what he saw, the great sage Sun cried, "Hold it! Hold it! We want him alive. We don't want to catch a carcass." Hearing this, Muang led his troops to rush forward and pull Dust Deterrent down. An iron hook was thrust through his nose, and then he was hog-tied. Then the old Dragon King gave the command for his troops to track down the other 2 spirits and lend assistance to the star officers for their capture. When the young prince led his troops forward, they saw Well the Wood Hound had changed into his original form. He had Cold Deterrent pinned down and was, in fact, devouring him with great bites. "Constellation Well! Constellation Well!" cried Muang. "Don't bite him. The great sage Sun wants him alive, not dead. He shouted several times, but the monster's neck had already been bitten through. Moang ordered the shrimp soldiers and crab privates to haul the dead rhinoceros back to the Water Crystal Palace, while he and other soldiers set off in pursuit again with Well the Woodhound. They ran right into Horn the Wood Dragon, who was chasing Heat Deterrent back toward them. Ordering the tortoises and turtles to fan out, Moang led his troops to encircle the spirit completely. "Spare my life. Spare my life," the fiend could only say. Well the Woodhound walked forward and grabbed one of his ears. Taking away his cutlass, the Star Officer said, "We're not going to kill you. We'll turn you over to the great sage Sun for his disposal." They all lowered their weapons and went back to the Water Crystal Palace, crying, "We've caught them all." Pilgrim saw that one of the spirits had been beheaded. Still dripping blood, the corpse lay on the ground. Another was pushed to his knees, his ear still grasped by Well the Woodhound. As he walked forward to look more carefully, Pilgrim said, "It wasn't a blade that cut this head off.